Welcome to Subramani. Few days ago, a person asked me, how did you not panic in March 2020? I think that was a very good question. And in March 2020, were we calm enough? Did we have the equanimity to read about the Spanish flu? Because what happened in the Spanish flu is exactly what we did. What we did in the Spanish flu is exactly what we did even during the COVID 2020, the Chinese virus 2020, right? So the thing is, the things which we could do is say I didn't feel scared. That wouldn't be true. Most of us were scared. There's no doubt about that. That reminds me of an incident which happened in Tadoba, which is a forest reserve near Nagpur. It's in Madhya Pradesh, but it's in Maharashtra, and it's about an hour's drive or hour and a half drive from Nagpur. So we were watching one of the best tigers of Tadoba, which is Matkasur, and Matkasur was sitting there, and there were maybe 30 jeeps. When suddenly, I don't know what stirred a hornet's nest, but some 50,000 bees descended on us. Luckily for us, 5 of us in the jeep, we had a big piece of cloth which we normally carry to cover the cameras from the dust. We just put it on our head and put our head down and sat tight. We had to do nothing. The driver was good enough to drive us away for a kilometer or two, and then we realized that the bees were no longer there, and we got up. Between the 5 of us, one guy got one bee sting, which was not too painful, and I think he got it on his neck or something, and yes, it was not very painful. It must have been a little painful, but it was still possible. What happened was our experience and our luck that we were carrying big pieces of cloth with which we could cover our head and put our head down and sit in the jeep without panicking helped. Now, jeep next to us, or one of the 40 jeeps, I do not know which jeep, there were 2 women who panicked, and they were attacked by 30-40 bees which got into their hair, literally got into their hair, and must have sucked out a lot of blood. I know those women were removed to the hospital. What happens is, when you are attacked by an animal, it's very important for you to stay calm. It's the first thing when you are hit by a bee sting, or when you are being attacked by so many bees, is you wave your hand around and you try to push it away and things like that. When they see that, they think you are attacking them, and so they attack you, and you cannot stand a bee attack by attacking the bees, right? That it just doesn't work. Either you have some fire in your hand and you kill them, or something like that. You can't. Or the best thing is to put your head between your legs, sit down calmly, and luckily we had a cloth to cover. So the advantage of not panicking. Now I can tell you, if a tiger came near you or a bear came near you, the most important thing to do is to stay calm. Stand calmly. The dog or the tiger or the bear, does not matter, will come, will perhaps smell you and go away, right? But try telling this to a person who is afraid of dogs. Forget tiger and bear, they are wild animals. Even a dog, right? More people get hurt by a dog chasing them because they jump, they fall, they break a bone. Actually, a dog bite is easier to handle because it just takes 3 injections, right? But people will not do that. They'll try jumping, and if you are more than 60 years of age, breaking of a bone is guaranteed, right? That's what we do in case of a panic. Will you get scared? The answer is yes. Most of us will get scared. If you don't like animals, you will get scared. If a dog comes next to me, I will get scared. There's no doubt about that. But you have a choice of what to do when the market tanks, right? So first is to stay calm. That's very important. Whether it's the bear attack, in the market or a bear attack in the forest? The answer is the same: stay calm. Read history, because historically we have the human race is very resilient. We came out of the Spanish flu, and we came out of the Chinese virus, right? Chinese virus, still stories are going around as to how it was man-made by the Americans and the Chinese, but that apart. So staying calm is by choice. Being scared is almost a human reaction. You will get scared. Not to panic is a choice that you make. Read history, you see what happens. Invest in a bunch of assets, right? I'm saying a bunch of assets means bank fixed deposits, real estate, equity mutual fund, balance funds, debt funds, whatever. A bunch of assets. Keep looking at that bunch of assets and see whether you have enough money for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and be sure that the market will come back in that period of time and you will be able to do well. Of course, at that time you think it's the end of the world and nothing is going to happen. Now nothing good can happen to me. Kind of fear will be there. Yes, if you are 98 years of age, and chances are that it may not recover by the time you die, but for 99% of the audience here who is listening to me, the market will go down and the market will go up, right? So market will go down. So how to be prepared for that? So having a bunch of assets which is perhaps little uncorrelated. For example, you have US stocks and Indian stocks. Chances are sometimes when the US stocks are going up, Indian stocks could be going down. So some kind of a correlation which is negative helps. A little bit of gold, little bit of debt, little bit of international assets, some domestic assets. Of course, there will be a domestic bias. I can't imagine somebody staying in India and saying 80% of my money is invested in an international index. Doesn't happen that way. So doing this combination of assets, or maybe a multi-asset fund which invests abroad. So there are some 2-3 such funds. Have a look at them. So some of these things you can do, and then decide that I need not panic because I need not sell it, right? So if you bought a house for say 3 crores and you're living in it, you're living happily, you spend another 50 lakhs in getting it done up and etc, etc. Suppose somebody comes and tells you, oh, this house is worth 3.5 crores. What does it do? You just feel happy about it, right? You don't sell it. You don't tell your wife, oh, we're making 50 lakhs, let us sell it. And she's going to say, but we spent 50 lakhs on the interiors. You're never going to recover that, right? So understand that you bought a house for living there. You bought shares to use it for the long term. So if you are 32 years of age and you bought some assets which you think you're going to require use during your retirement, that is 28 years away, right? Or maybe 25 years away, whatever, whenever you decide to retire. Or if you've invested for your 2-year-old daughter, you want it when she is 18, right? You got 16 more years. 16 years, you're not going to sell that asset. How does the price really matter? That is what you have to ask yourself. I can sit calmly, not because of anything else, but because I know that in the next 16 years, markets will recover. I made a good choice. This is a good choice of funds that I have, whether it is a direct equity or whether it is a mutual fund. I made these good choice of assets. I know I don't require this money for 16 years or 32 years, where my retirement is say 32 years away. My daughter's education is 16 years away. So I don't require this money for 16 years or 32 years. And for my current expenses, I have a salary, right? So given the fact that I have a salary with which I live, with which I pay my EMI, the fact that my assets have fallen does not really matter, because I'm just 32 years of age. So by the time the market recovers, maybe I'll be 37. So what am I going to do for the next 4 years, 3-4 years? Just keep buying. Just keep investing in the same assets, in the same quantum, or maybe a different asset allocation. Maybe now you start allocating more to debt because you have another short-term goal 3 years away or 4 years away. Or you say, I will aggressively or more aggressively invest in equities because I know it will recover. Whatever is the choice. Getting scared, yes, you will get scared. Panicking is optional. Don't do it, because panicking is what caused trouble for those 2 females who had to be removed to the hospital. Panicking will damage your portfolio very badly, and not leave you with enough money to when the market goes up, right? Both of them are necessary. Thank you.